Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Generation Millennium. I'm your host, Jeffrey Madness, and this is now the 13th episode of our Pokemon Sword Visually Impaired playthrough. Last time, we completed the Isle of Armor post-game, and now it's time to do the Crown Tundra. And as you can see behind me, it's a shiny Cobalion. This is actually one I caught in my other save file for Pokemon Sword, and I changed up the party pretty significantly because the main purpose of the Crown Tundra is for exploration and catching legendary Pokemon. The Isle of Armor's main purpose was for training and growth, hence why the Master Dojo is like the hub area where you can complete your Pokemon team and whatnot. So for the Crown Tundra, we need to catch stuff, which is why Cobalion here, in front, he's going to be kind of like our main lead here. Sacred Sword just there for formality, but his main job is to be like to use Sword Dance to boost his attack stat, False Swipe to lower the opponent's HP down close to 1, and then he has also Thunder Wave to paralyze them. And then we have Trevenant here. His main focus is to give the opponent essentially infinite PP. So how this particular strategy works is that he has the Harvest ability and hoping a Leopard Berry, so once he's in battle, Trevenant will use Trick to then give the wild Pokemon the Leopard Berry, and then we use Skill Swap to give the wild Pokemon Trevenant's Harvest ability. So whenever their PP reaches 0, they will eat the Leopard Berry, restore 10 of their PP, and then eventually, within those 10 turns, Harvest will activate, recycling the Leopard Berry, and this essentially just ensures that they will never run out of power points. Therefore, they will never kill themselves with struggle, and you can just focus on catching them. Nice little trick to have. This Crustle, he has holding leftovers, so he can heal HP. He has Shell Armor, which is an ability that prevents you from taking critical hits. This is going to be our anti-Galarian Zapdos Pokemon, because Zapdos is a fighting flying type, and since Crustle is a bug and rock type, all his attacks will be neutral damage. But that's only the tip of the iceberg, because Galarian Zapdos' main gimmick is that he likes to land lots of critical hits on you. But because of Shell Armor, this negates critical hits. And on top of that, this Crustle's main gimmick is to use Iron Defense to boost his defense stat, and since Galarian Zapdos is a physical attacker, this will make Crustle very difficult to deal damage to. Substitute to just stall out his damage output entirely. And I can also use Protect just to stall, rest if I actually need to recover HP. Although with this strategy set up, and him being EV trained in defense and HP, this guy's it's pretty much a physical tank against Galarian Zapdos. Snorlax, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. He's also holding leftovers, but his moveset is the opposite. Amnesia raises special defense, but essentially the rest of his moveset has the same principle. Although I suppose I can always use Encore to force the either Galarian Articuno, Galarian Moltres, or any other special attackers I face to just waste their turns using the same move for a couple turns in a row. So that's also nice to have. And I just left Inteleon and Exhausting in my party because, well, they're essentially in my party since the start, so why not? So now we're Freezing. I know we left off back in the Snowpoint Slope, Snowslide Slope, whatever the name was. However, there's a reason why I came back here. Because now that you're in the post-game, you can come over here and a little cutscene will trigger, in which we see this strange footprint on the ground. So let's move forward a little bit, interact with it, or at least try to interact with it. And now that we've beaten both the Isle of Armor and the main Galar post-game, Sonia, in her capacity as a new researcher, and, well, new professor of the region, is now in the Crown Tundra doing her own research. And this will trigger what we need. We found 2% data for a footprint. So yeah, these footprints you can now find all over the Crown Tundra. This is essentially the Crown Tundra's method of implementing, once again, the 150 Alolan Diglett thing that was in the Isle of Armor. However, these are a bit more forgiving because they're not. So he's always got 2% of that footprint there. That means you need to find 50 sets of footprints to get 100% of the footprints. However, they're not just 50 footprints lying around. There's more than 50, but they're scattered all over the place. And different areas of the wild area are dedicated to a variety of different Pokemon. So, if you were to run around the Frost Point, actually, let me go back here. Frost Point Fields as well as the Giant's Bed, you can find footprints for Virizion, the grassland Pokemon. If you were to run around, let me see if I can find them on the. Oh, back here. Yeah, and here around 3 Point Pass, in the Roaring Sea Cave, and nope, not there. Roaring Sea Cave, 3 Point Pass. It should be around here somewhere. Yeah, here, the Frigid Sea. You can find footprints for the I forget what it's called, the Iron something Pokemon. Anyways, this for Corbalion. And then if you go down here, somewhere down here. Oop. Yeah, here it is, around the Dying Tree Hill, Baltimore Lake, and there should be one more section. Oh, anyways, it's like called, I think it's like called the Seaside Cave or something. You can find footprints for Terrakion in that vicinity. And you need to find 50 sets of footprints for all 3 of them. So that's 150 different footprints to get 100%. And once you do, you then go back to come on, map, cooperate. You come back here to Friesenton. Sonia will be one of the houses. You talk to her. And then she'll tell you that once you have 100% footprints for each of the 3 Swords of Justice, you can do them any order you want. She'll then tell you that they're waiting for you in each of the different areas. So Virizion will be waiting on a hill over in the Giant's Bed. Cobalion will be waiting on a certain island over in the Frigid Sea. And then the Seaside Cave connected to Balamir Lake, Terrakion will be waiting there. So you can just go there and shiny hunt them if you want, which I did on another save file, in which I showed my encounters for them, and I was pretty darn lucky when I hunted them. At least for Terrakion, I think I had him under like 300 encounters. And Cobalion was even luckier. I had him I think roughly around 200 to 250 encounters. But Virizion was the one that took the longest. I think I definitely went over 1,000 encounters for him. I was mostly just keeping count via the Pokedex. I don't think I ever showed this off, but if you go to the Pokedex, and then if you were to click on it, it should say how many Pokemon, number battled. This means how many times you defeated this specific Pokemon. So as it says here, I've defeated 1 Rillaboom. I defeated 3 Scorbunnies, 2 Rabus, 5 Cinderaces. I think these are the number of times you battle hop throughout the story. So 3 plus 2 plus 5, that's 10 battles against Hop. Dang. Yeah, you battle Hop that many times. That's not funny. So you essentially just use that to keep track of the number of times you defeat legendaries, because funny thing about the legendaries, at least for the Swords of Justice, you can battle against them, knock them out, and then if you go into your Pokemon camp, and then after you enter Pokemon camp, you'd exit out. You'll immediately be spawned back into the overworld, and then the Swords of Justice Pokemon will have respawned. And if you're still standing in the exact same location, you'll just essentially just immediately re-enter battle with them. So you can just keep battling with them, knocking them out, and just building up a chain of sorts. Although there was supposed to be a way of using that method to increase your odds of fighting shiny Pokemon. Like, you're supposed to be able to encounter 500 Pokemon, and after you pass the 500 mark, your odds for you to able to counter the shinies is supposed to increase. But unfortunately, the B team or whoever's in charge of programming Sword and Shield, the younger members of staff, apparently they didn't program it right. So unfortunately, that method doesn't work as intended. Masuda method breeding, however, still functions just fine, so that's a plus, I suppose. And now I'm just trying to make my way up the snow slide slope to make my way to the tunnel to the top in order to get to the Crown Shrine. And I'm trying to get through here without changing the weather because I don't want to rely on that too much. And I think I'm making progress. Oh, yeah, here we are. Although that's part 1 done, because now this is not Mount Moon. Why did I run into you? I'll never get tired of seeing that square shinies. Another thing, as I was saying, yeah, I just made my way through the nightmare of the bad weather and snow slide slope, and now I have to get through this little maze that is the tunnel to the top. And there's one thing they did right with the Crown Tundra is the fact they made some of these areas quite maze-like. And hey, Bagon. If this is Pokemon Shield, I think that would have been a Gibble. Yeah, some Pokemon, between Isle Armor and Crown Tundra, there are some exclusives. Not many, but there are still some. I think I heard another Bagon somewhere. And now I'm just trying to find my way through this tunnel, trying to make my way, as the name says, tunnel to the top, trying to make my way to the top. Because after you get through the tunnel to the top, I think you reach the path to the summit, I think is what they call it. They just decided to go with pretty generic names. I mean, these are just simple locations, why make up difficult names to remember. Although funny enough, there actually are max raid dens scattered all over the Crown Tundra. It's even in these like supposedly small locations, you can still find some raid dens lying around. And what's interesting about the Crown Tundra, like, you remember back on Route 6, Carolus, and she can revive fossils for you guys? Ooh, I heard a Frostlass. Anyways, those fossils, while you can shiny hunt them, you cannot catch them in any Pokeball that you desire. So Game Freak had a brilliant idea. It made the Crown Tundra DLC. You can catch the fossil, the Galar fossils here. The bad news is you can only catch them with their hidden abilities. So if you want to use Dracovish with Strongjaw, that will not work because these guys always have their hidden abilities, which is a shame. And you might be thinking, what about the ability patch? I mean, it makes Pokemon have their hidden abilities. Can't they go backwards? The bad news is no. Ability patch can only give Pokemon their hidden abilities, not go backwards. Otherwise, you would be having a lot of Machamps with no guard running around that no dynamic punch, that were not dynamic punch, that no Fisher, that were transferred in from the virtual console games of Red, Blue, Yellow on the 3DS. So yeah, that's why the ability patches don't go backwards. Otherwise, like I said, you would be in casual competition. We'd be dealing with a lot of no guard fissured Machamps. And the main solution to that would just be not to use any Pokemon that are on the ground, just switch to use these Pokemon who know Levitate or just Flying type. Plus, Machamp's pretty weak against most Pokemon, so that wouldn't be that big of a detriment, but it would still be quite annoying to the casual player. Hence why the ability patch does not go backwards. As unfortunate it is, that's just how it is. And now I'm just stumbling my way, trying to find my way to the top. Am I just going in circles? The Crown Tundra is one part of the DLC I have not really done that much of because, I mean, have you seen how large the Giant's bed is? Trying to memorize that place, especially with my bad vision? Yeah. And even this maze like a tunnel? If anyone has actually memorized this layout, kudos to you, but I'm not spending my energy trying to memorize a frickin' maze. I have better things to memorize, like the actual Pokemon and their types and their movesets. I find that to be far more important than memorize a frickin' maze. And I just realized I have not put any background music on for a while. Let me turn that on for you guys. I'm pretty sure you want to hear some music in the background instead of just listening to me babbling, stumbling around doing nothing. I'll know I'm there because everything will turn white. And I'm pretty sure I'll see it. Oh, this is it! No, this is not it. I mean, things turned white, but not the way I wanted them to. I heard a snow runt. Pretty fitting those two in the same location. So I heard a snow runt, and I heard a frost lass. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a glalie running around. But that's already on Route 10. So, not that big of a deal if it's missing from this cave. Although I think because there's a bag on this cave, I think that means it must be a salmon somewhere in the overworld. Which is pretty funny, you can find all those Pokemon just running around. Oh, there's still one thing about the Crown Tundra that makes little sense to me. Like, fossil Pokemon, they're supposed to be extinct. Oh, I had a Golbat. And yet, here in the Crown Tundra, you can find those supposedly extinct Pokemon running around in the wild. Which is cool, but also kind of goes against the whole lore of the Pokemon games that these fossil Pokemon are supposed to be extinct and you're supposed to revive them from fossils. And yet they're somehow thriving in this one section of the world. I mean, I guess they kind of did show it in the anime, so I suppose maybe they're extinct everywhere else but here? Although the whole thing of the Galar fossils themselves also doesn't really make much sense. At least in terms of they're actually fossils. But the reason why they seem so jumbled and like mixed mashed together is actually because it's something that only those who know about paleontology, is that how you say it? It's the study of dinosaurs? Or study of ancient animals? Whatever that stands for. Paleontology. Anyways, back in the early days of paleontology, like, people would, like, mix together the wrong dinosaur bones. Like, someone would think they found maybe, like, a bunch of fossils belonging to a Tyrannosaurus Rex, or belonging to a Triceratops or something. Because the bones were pretty near one another, they would probably just, like, mix them up by accident. I mean, they would realize that later on their mistake, but at first they thought they were all belonged to the one dinosaur. That was not the case. So they took that same principle and they did that with the Galar fossils, which is why you can mix and match them to get different resulting Pokemon. Hence Dracovish, Arctovish, Arctozolt, and did I miss one? Yeah, wait. Dracovish, Arctovish, Dracozolt, Arctozolt, there we go. Just don't ask me about the fossil combinations. I'm gonna get those mixed up. The only one I've actually memorized. Oh, wait, is this it? Yep, Path to the Peak. That's what it's called. Peak, Summit, same difference. There should be a staircase over here. Yep. And around here you can find a bunch of. Oh. Well, you can find Jordan both in that tunnel and up here on the summit. But anyways, there should be a bunch of wild Frostlass running around here. And these particular raid dens are interesting because they have either Dragon-type Pokemon or they're Psychic/Steel type dens, in which you can actually find Metang and Metagross in these dens. In which I actually did encounter them and actually fought them and used what's known as the rated exploit to find their shiny forms. And that's how I actually managed to catch them in Beast Balls. Although it certainly took a while because I don't know why, but they programmed it so like the Beldum and the entire Beldum line along with Elvish's Metang and Metagross have like the absolute lowest capture rates, even worse than legendaries, if you can believe that. So getting them into Beast Balls was not easy. And if you're wondering, why did you just host them yourself because they have a 100% capture rate? I wanted to catch them on another save file so they would then have their levels lowered down to 25, which would make them more special, and they would also be more of a challenge. So yeah, I was a masochist when it comes to the Beast Ball challenge. And I believe we just arrived at Crown Shrine, and now we get a little cutscene at the place. Although I mean, not surprisingly, but interestingly enough, if you came here earlier on, like before you took on... I mean, I think if you came here before you planted any of the carrot seeds, you would get actually a different text saying, a Pokemon, it feels like someone's watching you. I think the context for that is that one of the steeds, depending on which one you would eventually choose, they never reveal that exactly. But essentially, it would say that it feels like something's watching you. In context, I think that's actually supposed to be the loyal steed keeping an eye on you, because this is actually their home. And I'm trying to figure out... hard for me to see right now. Dang it. There's supposed to be entrance around here somewhere. Dang it. I finally make my way to my destination, and I can't enter my destination because I can't find a stupid entrance. The current music in the background and my current situation do not mix and match whatsoever. Oop. Huh. A psychic TR. I guess that kind of makes sense. I mean, Calyrex is a psychic type. I mean, his typing is grass psychic for those of you who are curious. But then, of course, when he fuses with his steed, he loses his grass typing, and depending on which one you chose, he gets a different type. So, since I chose that for Glastrier on this playthrough, he will become an ice psychic, I believe. So, like Mr. Rhyme. I think I need to leave this area and fly back so I can move directly forward. Because for some reason, it's not letting me fly here. Why aren't you letting me fly? I need to reset the... will it let me fly anywhere else? Huh? Come on, still slight slope. Okay, I'll fly the slippery slope first. Now to the top, back to the top, Crown Tundra. Wait, what? Oh snap, wait. Did I just fly away from the Crown Shrine and I can't come back? What? I'm supposed to be... There should be a fly point. Why can't I fly back? Oh crap, did I just waste all that time? Shit. Okay guys, I'll be right back once I get back to the Crown Shrine. So sorry I had to waste your time like that. Where's that pause button? And I'm back, everyone, and I finally made it to back to the Crown Shrine. That didn't take half as long as the first time. So we move up here, and hey, wait, Peony, how'd you get here? Anyway, talk to Calyrex. So now, we're gonna give him the Reins of Unity. He's like, how I now remember, so nostalgic. At any rate, I need to conquer my loyal steed once more. However, since you already defeated him in battle once, he's gonna be wary of you, so you should hide. But before you do, please be sure to place the carrots over here in this basket. So here we are. We place the carrots in the basket. Then we're gonna go hide. And now we begin the wait. With the carrots in there, Glastrier is gonna come back to the Crown Shrine eventually, because this is where it now lives. And I guess I'm supposed to wait to taunt Calyrex, because since he lost his power... don't question me on that one. I'm just putting together what I've heard and assume and trying to make some kind of sensible story out of it. So now we're in cutscene mode. Funny enough, at this point, Peony is no longer under Calyrex's control. Now he just lie on the ground next to us in the stable. Hey, there's Glastrier. Come home, little pony. Oh, you smell something delicious? Yes, you do. Yes, eat it. Calyrex, go! Chomp chomp. Uh-oh. And now he has to tame that Bronco. Yeah, he's really bucking. But Calyrex has the reins of unity and... fusion time! And honestly, the fusion between these two is not really that spectacular. I mean, it's cool to watch, but... Look at Calyrex. I think the only thing that changes about him is that he gets a cape. I could be wrong there, though. Although there's this epic music playing in the background right now. It's going just like his triumphant return to maximum power. So congratulations to you, Calyrex. You've now reunited with Glastrier. However, because you fused and you let go of your control of a Peony, who woke up actually in the middle of all that, he was just looking around him. He's like, what in the world? I mean, if I suddenly woke up in the middle of nowhere with no memory of what just happened, I too would be rather confused. And now he's looking like, whoa, look at that huge horse, and that guy on top of it, and then with the guy with the huge noggin. Wait, he looks familiar somehow. He's like, I think I understand you, like, you're somehow being thankful. What? And he just got possessed again. And now Calyrex is now thanking us for reuniting him with his loyal steed. He's gonna send Peony back to Freezington, where he got him, which is kind of funny. You drag him here, then you just teleport him back. And at this point, if you were to talk to Calyrex even when he has 0 badges, it would just simply tell you that Calyrex's power is too strong. Come back when you're a champion, but since we're now champion and we're in post-game, we can skip that formality and we go straight to the battle. And this is not going to be an easy battle because this guy can be quite the tank. And just like with Pokemon like box art legendaries or restricted legendaries, if you want to call them that, like Zacian and Zamazenta, Calyrex has his own battle theme. However, what Calyrex is interesting because he's a fusion Pokemon, and his main ability is called as one. And you just saw a nerve there. That's Calyrex's standard ability, but he also now has Glastier's ability as well, in which, if he knocks out a Pokemon, his physical attack stat's going to be raised by 1 stage. That's not good. And if you're using Spectrier, it's the opposite, in which his special attack will be raised when he knocks out a Pokemon. So, when you're battling against this guy, make sure he does not knock out your Pokemon. That's like the worst thing that can happen to you. Wait a minute. That is false type, right? Okay, Thunderblade next. And you see those, I took off battle animations because, well, we're going to be going through a ton of battles in the Crown Tundra. If I were to keep battle animations turned on, we are going to be here for an eternity. Let me use Sorry Stance next. Boost my attack stat. And then I'll swipe. What the? Why am I doing so little? Oh yeah, Glastrier I think has good defense stats too. If that, or this Calyrex now has a max IV in defense, maybe that's why I'm not doing as much damage. I mean, if that's the case, that's rather unfortunate. Ow. I just remembered. Once I get back to freezing, I need to buy a bunch of healing items. I will need those for the upcoming battles. Like, seriously. Thank you for being paralyzed. You're making my life easier. Oh yeah. And if you're also wondering why I'm not using the whole Trevenant harvesting, it's because Pokemon have unique abilities, like Calyrex here, the as one thing. These are abilities that cannot be altered by anything else, so don't even bother to switch them. And look here, I had extra watts. I bought more luxury balls in case I need money. Anyways, we're at nighttime right now. So let's use Dusk Ball. And if you're wondering why I'm not throwing Beast Balls again, if I tried to use Beast Balls, I would probably need about 50 to 100 Beast Balls. Oh, that's why it took so long. He used Iron Defense. That makes sense now. Anyways, if I tried to use Beast Balls, I had to clone anywhere from 50 to 100 Beast Balls average per legendary. Because these things have low catch rates, thus beast balls are difficult to catch. I mean, you saw Zacian, I was having difficulty just with that. And that still took me almost 30 beast balls to do. And that was lucky on the first try. So, we got a total of 8 legendaries to catch here to Crown Tundra, which means if it takes me anywhere from 50 to 100 beast balls, average, that would take me anywhere from 400 to 800 beast balls total to clone. And let's say it takes me, I can clone maybe 2 Pokemon each minute on average. That would still take me anywhere from like 4 to maybe 7 hours to clone all of that. And that's if I was not taking any breaks. So I'd rather not waste my time doing that, when I can just follow like these dusk balls and make my life so much easier. Especially since after all this recording we're already at the half-hour mark. And we have more Pokemon to catch, 7 more. And I don't know if I can catch all of them in one episode, so I'm going to try to do as many as I can in one episode. So now we call Calorai. Calorai says thankful he's not going to join our party. Peony calls, and we're going to tell him that yes, that we were just fine because he woke up with his memory rather fuzzy. And now it's telling us that we should go back to Freezington to report to him. Actually, before I do that, because I can do that later anyway. Huh, now I can fly to the Crown Shrine. Why didn't let me do that before? Weird. Anyways, let's see. Giant's bed, which means Giant's foot should be over here. I'm gonna fly back here to the Regirock Temple. Hey, good weather here. Anyways, I'm gonna go to another section of the Crown Tundra. I'm going to the southern area. At least I would try to if all these Pokemon would just stop getting in my way. It would be so awesome if I came across a shiny when I'm recording, but no such luck yet. Although if I came across one of those Reggies and if one of them was shiny, I am so chucking a Master Ball at those guys. I mean, I would normally shiny hunt them and chuck Beast Balls at their faces, but I'm not prepared for that right now, so Master Ball. And I think this is the right... Ooh, nope. I think this is the right water. There should be some kind of river right here, I think. If I'm in the right water patch. I think I am. So I just follow the path. This should lead me to Baltimore Lake. Baltimore Lake? Is that how you pronounce it? Wait, did I go backwards? I think this is the right one. Just bumping my way downtown. I think so. Yeah, this is it. Wait. Nope, still Giant's bed. Anyways, I'm supposed to take a water path here and follow like the river, and that's how you reach Baltimore Lake. Giant's bed is a humongous place. Like it just pretty much leads to every other section in the wild area. Well, in the Crown Tundra. So you really need to know where you need to go in order to, well, get to where you need to go. And sorry if I'm not talking much right now, I really don't know what to talk about. And I could have sworn... Let me fly back to the temple, let's see if I'm doing something wrong. There's one thing I hate about these maps, when you open up the town map, it is not accurate whatsoever. Like, they don't even show you like your exact position. So it makes trying to keep track of where you are or where you're going extremely difficult when the maps aren't even being accurate in the first place. Heatmore. Oh yeah, one thing I should note that every single Pokemon you encounter in the wild, no matter where it is, they all have their standard abilities. If you want them with their hidden abilities, you have to catch them either from max raid dens, or you have to use the ability patch to give them their hidden abilities. I just mentioned that. And oh shoot, I think I just lost my perspective. of where I'm supposed to be going. Shoot. Oh, I hit water. Maybe this is the right way. Making my way downtown, going fast. Is that even the lyrics? Okay, it's taking me a long time to reach land. I think I'm going the right way now. Yep, I'm be going for a while now. I think this is the right way. Hello, Raiden. Yep, I think I'm heading the right direction. Oh, I see. Yeah, Balamar Lake. And interesting enough, I think there's like wild Corviknights here. I mean, there are Corviknights over in the Slumbering Weald, but to see them in the wild area is actually more interesting. I think you guys can see that big tree over there. That's our destination. Eh. Huh. Tyrant. For those of you who are unaware, this is the Gen 6 fossil. So it's kind of cool to see these guys running around the wild just like all the others. And I guess since this place is more sunny, I suppose, not as frozen as the other parts of the Crown Tundra, that's why you could see Tyrant, who, for those who don't know, will only evolve into, I think, Tyrantrum if it's daytime. And an Aurora will only evolve into its... Amora will only evolve into its final evolution of Aurorus if it's nighttime. I think that's how those two work. Wait, I lost track of where I was. Where's that stupid giant tree? There's too many trees around here. Which tree am I looking for? Shoot, it's hard for me to tell. Not to mention the fact that nighttime is not making things any easier for me. Ah, heck, maybe I'll just run around and hope for the best. Oh yeah, one thing you should also know about the Baltimore Lake, there are wild Boltund everywhere. These things are kind of like the Sharpedo in the in the Out of Armor waters. They will chase you down, and these things are fast. So, warning there. Okay, that's not the tree. Oh, I think it's the tree over there. Okay, I'll head over here. Yes, I need to head around this big bend. Head this way. Oh hey, Wild Colossal. That guy was dark and huge. I don't know how I missed that. I guess I was just too focused on trying to get around the bend to think about dodging. Anyways, now that he's despawned, let me get my bearings. Where did that tree go? Ah, snaps. I think I lost track of where I was supposed to be going. Oh no! And I can't fly out of here either because I haven't gotten to the tree yet. And the tree itself is the fly point, so I can't... Ah, cripes. Well, this is a disaster. Wait. Oh, Lakeside Cave. Oh, it's a Lakeside Cave, not Seaside Cave. Actually, oh, that means I'm actually... Wait, I think that is a tree. Okay, I need to go this way. Just follow this path. Oh yeah! And now prepare for a pretty cool cutscene. This is probably one of the coolest moments of the Crown Tundra. For any of you who watched the Pokemon movie, Pokemon 2000, and you saw the Cantonian versions of the Kanto bird trio going at it, this is like a recreation of that. So there's Galarian Moltres. And the Galarian Zapdos comes out of nowhere, and uses his signature move, Thunderous Kick there. Galarian Moltres counters with Fiery Wrath. Ooh, we almost got singed there. Galarian Zapdos goes for another attack, but... Ooh! Galarian Articuno comes out of nowhere. with its... I forget what you call the attack. And they're about to go at it again, but... Our Rotom phone goes off, and we're like, ah, no, stop, be quiet! Did you guys hear that? And for some reason, after we interrupt their fight, they just decide to flee. So with that little part done, we now hear our phone beeping. I mean, it was already beeping to begin with, and I don't know why we need to press the A button. I mean, we literally had to wait for all 3 beeps to beep before we could press the A button again. You can see Peony talking, and we're just telling him that we saw the Goblin Birds, and now we get another little message there. So now we've effectively reached the southern section of the Crown Tundra. And what makes these Pokemon unique is that now the legendary birds will now be running around the different sections of the wild area. Or rather, they'll be running around the 3 different wild areas of the game. So, Galarian Zapdos is now running around the main wild area. Galarian Moltres will be flying around the Isle of Armor, and Galarian Articuno will be here in the Crown Tundra. So I suppose, since we're already here in the Crown Tundra, I guess we can try to go after Galarian Articuno. I mean, for me, it's the hardest one to go after because it's just the one that doesn't really have a strict pattern of sorts, but most people recommend you fly to the snowslide slope. That is, if I can actually lock onto it. Nope, go a little higher. Dang it. I don't know why it's so hard for me to lock on. Oh, there we go, finally. Oh, I hear it. So basically, each time you fly to each area, you pretty much just have to hear the bird, and depending on how loud their cry is, or just how close their cries seem, you pretty much just have to chase them down, pretty much. It's like a new version of the roaming feature, except their sprites are now literally in the overworld, so chasing them down can be a little annoying. Oh, I hear it! I'm gonna actually save my game here, because Galarian Articuno can be a little irritating to catch. The fact I heard it means I'm in the same area as it, which means I must be getting close by. I think I have to go up the hill a bit more to catch up to it. I swear, if only these regular wild Pokemon could be shiny, I'd be so ecstatic to get that on camera, but wishful thinking. Are you here, Articuno? I hear another Pokemon, but not Articuno. Oh, Matang, hello. Ah, shit, I forgot about healing items. Oh well. I still have revives. Huh? I came up the hill. Huh. Didn't count Articuno. Weird. Whatever. I'll come back to this one later. For now, let's see. Let's come here. Oh yeah! So how Galarian Zapdos works is that he literally runs around the wild area, and you essentially just have to chase him down, and he will eventually get tired enough in which you can actually catch him. However, the trick to it is that you can just fly straight to East Lake Axwell. You'll be in front of the stairs to Motostoke. And then if you just tilt your Inlux like to about the 2 o'clock position, I would say. And then you immediately use the speed boost function. If you do it properly, you can time it properly, you can literally run straight into Zapdos as he tries to run away from you, because he will run to the right. So if you do it properly like I did, luckily enough on my first start, I ran into Zapdos. Oh dang, I'm not doing much damage here. Ow. Thank you, leftovers? Just don't use reversal, please. Don't use reversal. Alright, now for the strategy I was talking about earlier. Let's see. I'm not that worried about him knocking himself out. I talked about using Trevenant, but that's only if you were like want to try catching him in a specific ball, like a beast ball, and you don't want them to knocking themselves out. But since I'm just going for dusk balls and timer balls eventually, I don't think that's necessary. So now we have Crystal here. Yeah, since I turn off animations, it's going by so much faster. Raise my defense. The damage you're going to do is negligible. And since I have shell armor, you can't crit me. Good, be paralyzed. And now you use Iron Defense 3 times. My defense stat is now maxed out. And now I'm going to use Substitute. This will sacrifice a little bit HP, but it'll also increase my longevity. Ha ha ha! Alright, I think Tyrell should work by now. Or not. I wonder how many times it would take for me to break the Substitute. That was turn 1. So what will go first? Will you be captured first? Or will the Substitute break first? I guess you guys can flip a coin on that one. That's attack number 2 on the Substitute. In the meantime, I'm just chucking up these timer balls. I would prefer not to catch everything in a dusk ball. I would prefer some variety, but he's not cooperating. I think timer balls, how they work, is supposed the longer the battle is, the stronger their effects are supposed to become. Which is supposed to take 10 turns for it to reach its supposedly maximum efficiency. I think that's like the 4th turn on Substitute. I don't have no luck on these timer balls. I guess I'll switch over to dusk balls then, unfortunately. Oh well. If this captures, I swear. Okay, good. Actually, yeah, I should try Repeat Ball. Funny how he keeps going for focus energy, like... I mean, you only have to focus energy once in order to increase your critical hit ratio, but after that, it does nothing. Oh wow, Repeat Ball actually did pretty well. Why do you keep going for focus energy, dang it? Anyways, let's go for Timer Ball again. This guy's so stubborn. Come on, be caught. Oh, geez, we're almost ending the end of the episode mark already. Oh, critical capture. Please work. There we go. Thank you. I'm curious. What nature do you have? Do you have a mark? Wait, is that a mark? I'm exiting this menu now. I'm gonna jot something down on the note. I think Beanie's gonna call. Blah blah blah. I don't care about what you call. I want to check that Zapdos. Oh wait, wrong box. Wait, hold on. That's it. Oh, he does have a mark. Let's see. The paved mark? Which gives him the title of Zapdos the Grumpy. Well, I caught him with a mark. I'm excited about that. And his nature, gentle. Meh. What about your IVs though? HP, defense, special attack. Oh man, his special defense stat is 0. Oh geez. Well, his IVs are nothing to write home about, but I caught him with a mark. That's not the best thing to do. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do, but I got the best outcome out of that. So that's cool. Now, before I go off and I want to see if I can do Galarian Moltres on this episode too. But before I go and take on him, Mom, I need help. Ah, no, back in. Thank you for the free heal, Mother. Or I'd rather Mum, as they say in British. Thank you, Mom. Take care. And now we're off to the Isle of Armor for Galarian Moltres. So for this one, the best advice that I have heard from other sources, this is not my method, FYI, I've learned this from other people, so kudos to them. You come here to the train station of the Isle of Armor. And you should hear Galarian Moltres off in the distance. So your main focus now, actually, before I do that, I want to see if the weather changes, if I change the date again. Okay, yeah, this is somewhat easier to see. So we need to head over to the bridge, cross that bridge, and then when we're sitting in front of this patch of grass here, start whistling like your life depends on it. Because in order to catch Galarian Moltres, you need to call it down to you. Oh, I hear it. Where are you? Nice, anyway, you'll call it down, it will then pretty much sky bomb you, and voila! So essentially how you can mark hunt the Pokemon that you want to catch, what you effectively have to do is just continuously like reset. However, how it works is unfortunately that you cannot just simply save in front of them. Like when I was starting to whistle, I could just save the game right there. And as Galarian Moltres kept getting like called down, that would be saved. Like he would not change position. He would still be there when if I closed the software and reopened it. However, whether he had the mark or not would not change. So if he had no mark, even if I reset the software, it would not change. So if I wanted to reset and try again, I would have to fly back to the Fields of Armor train station. And just because you flew away to another location, that essentially just resets whether or not the Pokemon has a mark or not. So that's how you can mark hunt the legendary birds. And then you'll have to get the Pokemon Camp method for the Swords of Justice. The Reggies, well, you have to solve a little puzzle of lighting up lights on the floor before they can like wake up, and then you can battle them. I think each time you can knock them out, and then they'll just go back to sleep, and then you can light up the eyes on the floor again, and they'll just they'll just wake up back up. So you just keep repeating the process. So what's unique about Galarian? Well, it's just that he has the ability called Berserk, I believe, and that raises special attack stat whenever his HP goes under 50%, I think is how it works. However, that's going to be nothing in the face of my amnesias. You trying to sucker punch me? I'm not even attacking full. I would use Encore, but then I think Sucker Punch only has 5 PP, so I don't want him going this. I don't want to go into struggle, so I'm not gonna Encore that. And then you're paralyzed. And you're a Dark Flying type, so I'm gonna use Duck Balls on you. That's gonna be perfect. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, first try. Let's see if I'm lucky. I mean, I don't care if you have a mark or not. I already caught you with the mark once, and you're in a Beast Ball, so you're even better. No mark. You can tell there's a mark or not because this part of the screen, if it has no mark, it'll just keep saying it doesn't have any ribbons. But if it does have a mark, you can see it in the upper left-hand corner, and that message will not be there anyway. Nature. Oh, here we. Wait. Oh, Bull Nature. I saw the D at the end, so I thought I said timid at first. And I was gonna celebrate, but then I was like, never mind. So that's Galarian Moltres. That was like the easiest catch out of the 3. And given the amount of time we have left in the episode, I'm not gonna go after Galarian Moltres. That one is quite the headache to catch. So instead, I'm gonna head back to the Crown Tundra. I mean, I have to come back here eventually anyway. This is where the last Pokemon I need to catch are. Wait, nope, go back down. And I'm actually not going to go after the Swords of Justice because finding all this... I mean, I could get all the footprints off screen, but that's already tiring in itself. I mean, catching them is easy, but finding all, 150 of those footprints, it's exhausting. So to wrap things up for this episode, I'm going to go after Registeel. But for this, I'm going to switch out my strategy. Let's see, where'd I put it? I'm going to use Tapu for this one. Since I'm not going to be using the infinite PP strategy, I won't need Trevenant, but I'll save my game just in case, you never know. Better safe than sorry. So you see the light I just lit up on the floor? You need to light up all the lights on the floor, so this isn't really much of a puzzle. Although for me, I guess it is a bit difficult because I mean, I know the formation of the eyes, I just can't see them. Come on. I just know their general location. And then once you light up the last one, there's always going to be 7 eyes in total. Yep, there we go. The ground shakes. And the legendary wakes up. And if you interact with it, you say yes. Go get. And here's Registeel. And like I said, you can knock these guys out, or you can run away from them, and they'll just go back to sleep, and then you can just battle them again, and then check for their shininess. And I think the Regis are also bugged, like, in terms of, like, their shining rate, so you don't have to, like, try pretty hard in order to get these guys shiny. I mean, it's possible, but it's a lot harder than the Swords of Justice. Like, out of all the Pokemon I've hunted here in the Crown Tundra so far, I've got some shiny Spiritomb, I got all 3 Swords of Justice, I've caught the 3 Galarian Birds in Beast Balls, all of them with marks. I've caught some Spiritomb, shiny in Beast Ball, I got some Keldeo in the Beast Ball, also with the mark. I've caught some Calyrex, both of its steed forms with in Beast Ball. Although I don't think those guys can come with marks. I've tried a couple of times, but I never found them with a mark, so I don't think those 2 are actually possible. Well, technically 3, but the Calyrex and Fuse form, I don't think they come with marks. Saucy and Zamazenta, I've also tried those guys a couple of times, even Eternatus. I don't think any of them have come with marks. And Urshifu definitely doesn't come with a mark because the only way you can get a mark is if you catch the Pokemon in the wild. So since Kubfu is given to you as a gift Pokemon, you cannot mark hunt it. And also, Kubfu is also shiny locked, so no point in that. Also, Calyrex is shiny locked, Zacian and Zamazenta are shiny locked, Kubfu is shiny locked, the Galarian birds are shiny locked. So the only Pokemon you can hunt are the Swords of Justice, Spirit, well, just Cobalion, Terrakion, Verzion, Keldeo is shiny locked. So just the 5 Regis, Regigigas can be shiny hunted. Okay, I should also mention now that you can also catch Regigigas in this game, but in order to do that, you need to actually catch all 4 Regis in your game. They cannot be transferred from Pokemon Home, they must be caught in your game specifically. The game will actually keep a flag that you actually caught all the Regis in your save file. But then when you go after Regidrago or Regieleki, you have to choose between one of them. So then whichever you don't choose to catch, you have to transfer from another save file. But then once you have all 5 Regis in your party, you can find a special raid den in the Giant's Bed. It's actually not that hard to find. If you fly to the Snowslide Slope, just go south of there and you should find a raid den that does not allow you to throw a wishing piece in there. And it should be surrounded by 6 rocks that are in the same formation as the eyeballs of Registeel that you just saw me light up earlier. And the Peony is now calling me to ask me about the fact I just caught another legendary. But I guess you guys can still see the eyes on the floor. I can no longer light them up because I now caught the legendary. But the one in the middle, that's how the formation looks like, and that's how you can go after Regigigas. But like I said, you need to have 4 of the 5 Regis that you caught in your game in your party. And then of course you need to have the 5th and final one that you transferred over in your party as well. You talk to that specific raid den, and you should encounter Regigigas, and then you can save in front of his den and shiny hunt him if you want. Which I've actually done twice so far. Like, the first time around I was being serious, and then the second time I was just kind of bored one time. So I shiny hunt him again, and actually caught him within like about a week. So Regigigas is pretty easy to hunt for. And he has a 100% capture rate, kind of like how you can face off against the Dynamax Adventure Pokemon. Their capture rates are always 100%. Regigigas is also 100%. However, you battle him at level 100, so he is a bit difficult to catch. And I know we're a bit over the 1 hour mark, but catching these guys is a bit easier. So I want to catch at least these guys first. And actually have a special thing I want to end the episode with later, so I wanted to deal with this now. Underwave you. Don't miss. Wait, did he miss? Curse up all you want, it won't matter. Oh, he did miss, good. And then switch to Tapu Fini. Huh, why is such a big delay there? You come out, you're square shiny. Misty Surge activates, that won't matter in the slightest. Interesting though, you should know that if Misty Surge is activated, you cannot put any status effects on the wild Pokemon, so make sure you status effect the Pokemon before you send out Tapu Fini. Although I guess you can bring out Tapu Koko, and since it can learn Thunder Wave, you can use that as well, and since Tapu Koko also has Nature's Madness, you can also use that to cut the HP in half. Although I should warn you that Nature's Madness it's not 100% accurate, so there's a chance you could miss. So be careful on that. Wait, did I use Aqua Ring? No, I did not. I need to heal. Although, yes, keep using Superpower, lower your stats, you'll do less damage. And that's also not very effective against Tapu Fini because you're a fairy typing. So AI, please keep being stupid. Okay, Nature's Madness one more time. Heron, fighting type move also, but you lose your speed stat. And Superpower made you weaker. Although he has Curse, so he can boost his stats again. And then Misty Terrain has worn off. Good, you did not miss. Well, I wish you'd be paralyzed. At the same time, you're not doing much damage anyway, so... And this battle is going so much faster with the animations off. I was actually kind of hoping I could catch all the legendaries in one episode. But I guess it's also it's also a good thing because then I have something to go in the final episode, which will go with the post game for Crown Tundra. Because keep in mind, catching all these legendaries is just part of the main story for the Crown Tundra. I still need to do the post game for Crown Tundra. I mean, it's not that long of a post game, but it's still there. And you're being more stubborn than Registeel was. Which is rather surprising. It's supposed to be your brother, cousin, accomplice. Regice, that's supposed to be the most stubborn. Like, I don't know why. Every single time I played a Hoenn game, Regice has been like the most stubborn to catch for some odd reason. I don't know why. And with Regirock being the next second, and Registeel for some reason being the easiest of them all. I don't know, maybe it has to do with their stats. Like, Regice is supposed to be like a major special defense tank, with Regirock supposed to be a major defensive tank, and then Registeel has like the more average stats between the two of them. Like, he has pretty decent defense and special defense, but since he's steel typing, I guess that makes sense. Although with Ice and Rock, I don't know. I mean, Rocks are pretty hard, so I guess that makes high defense, but Ice, I don't know how that makes high special defense. Pokemon logic. And dang, would you get caught already, darn it? I'm starting to get worried I may actually have to battle you again, which means I just wasted all this time and Pokeballs. Jesus Christ, dang it. You're not even a shiny, why am I wasting this time on you? And if you're gonna keep attacking though and not get caught, would you at least be paralyzed? This is like the Zacian fight all over again. Like, I cut out the footage there while I was trying to catch Zacian in the Beast Ball, but that guy, like, I think out of all the times that throughout the entire battle I was trying to catch him, like, that battle lasted maybe, I wasted like 30 Beast Balls on him. During those 30 turns, like, he only got paralyzed like twice. So that's like terrible luck. Oh, freaking come on. Oh, paralyzed, good, thank you. Well, interestingly enough, like, the Regis are actually like, if you were to do like a randomized Nuzlocke playthrough of some kind, the Regis are like everyone's worst enemy, because if you face these guys at low levels, they have like explosion at like level 5 or something. So these guys are usually prone to explode. Although there's one guy, I think he did like a TikTok stream playthrough thing about one point. It was like an extreme Nuzlocke. I mean, not extreme Nuzlocke, but like a extreme randomizer thing. But essentially, like, I think he was playing on Pokemon Emerald, and he came across a randomized Regirock, and as we expected, it was going to explode, but then their natures and abilities were all also randomized, and as it so happened, the Regirock had the damp ability, which prevents, it was like self-destruct or explosion from working, so the fact that he had his normal moveset, but then his ability prevents him from doing what he usually does best, was just hilarious. Yes, go for Curse. And Jesus Christ, would you get caught for the love of Arceus? Why are you so difficult? You're in the red, you have status effects, you should be easier than this. Like, what the heck? Why is there a big delay? 1, 2... Oh, come on! Funny question to all of you guys. Have any of you who played Pokemon when you were younger, did you ever hear that one thing about holding down, like the down button and A button, or some combination of the up button and B button, or just holding down some buttons, and that would somehow increase the chances of catching? I mean, it actually does not work, but I'm pretty sure some of you who are veterans of the Pokemon franchise have probably done something along those lines in the sheer hopes that catch rates go up. Like, I still don't do that even to this day, because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but just doing it in the... You know what? I suppose you could say it's like a prayer of sorts. Like, you're just praying that it works and the Pokemon actually get caught. Because in this case, I really wish it would get caught. Like, what the heck? I'm just starting... These things should be having high capture rates, but for some reason they're not working as intended. And now my footage is now just extended long beyond what I wanted them to be. Oh, thank you. Thank God. So now that I caught you, I wanted to do something to end the episode properly in a certain location, but I kind of forgot what I wanted to do. Because Reggie's rock was just taking so freaking long. So if I can remember what I wanted to do, I'll be right back once I remember what I wanted to do. So sit tight. And we're back, and I remembered what I wanted to do to end the episode, because while I may not be catching a legendary, it's still something very funny and interesting that they added into the Crown Tundra for some odd reason. So for those of you who may recall, where we saw the cutscene for the legendary birds, that giant tree, if I can actually find it on the map. Let me fly back here. Where's the dying tree thing about? It should be down here somewhere. Come on. What? You're the lakeside tree. Lakeside cave, so the tree should be around here somewhere. Oh. Yeah, there we go. The dying tree hill. And why is it so hard to see around here all of a sudden? Well, anyways, I think this is the tree over here. Yep, I see it. So you can actually interact with this big tree. Let's see, should you give it a shake? Sure. Huh? The huge tree doesn't move an inch. Shake it more. Does move an inch. Shake it more. So you're probably wondering why we keep doing this? Because we're trying to get something to happen, which apparently is being pretty stubborn, just like Regirock. Oh, wait, I heard something. Did something move in the upper branches? Yes, shake it more. Is shaking more? Oh! Something swooped down from the tree and pulled you into a Pokemon den? Oh. It's a giant Greedent. Yeah, you're probably wondering, what the heck? What's up with this giant Greedent? Well, don't come to this battle unprepared. I think this thing's like level 100, just like the Regigigas I was talking about before. So yeah, if you're not prepared, this thing is gonna destroy you. Which is why I brought the Zacian, Behemoth Blade. Oh yeah, I forgot my animations are still turned off. But, geez, yeah, this thing's level 100, alright. I didn't even take it down in one hit. Look at that damage. Yeah, this thing's definitely level 100. So yeah, you better come to this battle prepared or else you're gonna get wiped out. So I just want to end the episode with this little funny battle. What? Wait, why didn't Behemoth Blade finish it off? Wait, oh god, I got knocked out. Yeah, guys have to come here prepared. Cool battling, finish off. Actually, while I'm here, I want to see this. Anyone gonna see a giant Dynamax shiny Cobalion? Well, let's see it. I haven't seen this before. Ooh, check out that model. Nice. And as a fun fact, did any of you guys know that the Swords of Justice are actually named after the Three Musketeers? I think Cobalion is named after Athos? I don't know which one was which, but it's a fun fact to know. And then Keldeo is named after the fourth one. So you have to defeat that level 100 Dynamax Greedent, you get a ton of berries. Some of them are common, like the sturdy orange berries, 10 citrus, 1 Lancelot. You usually only get Lancelot batteries after you have completed 100 battles at the battle tower. Doesn't have to be some in a row, just as long as 100 battles, that's nice. 20 Tomato, that's for EV reducing berries. 15 Hondo, also EV reducing. 5 Chopple, I think that reduces dragon type super effective hit damage. I could be wrong on that. And then 1 Starf Berry, that's also a special berry you'd only get from the battle tower after 200 wins. And yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to end the episode with that little fun, interesting battle. So to end off the episode, let's head back to Freezington. I want to actually heal the team after that. Fly this way. Come on. Where are you, Freezington? There you are. Head back into the inn. Actually, I want to switch out my Pokemon back around. Yep. The order is now sound. And I don't think I showed this before, but if you go to this little closet, go in the corner, you can use this to heal, change your outfit, and also change the color scarf. So for here, just heal. So it's kind of like the bathroom closet over the out of armor. So that we're healed, go back out. And well, this is where we're going to end the episode, guys. So next time we'll be finishing up the DLC for Crown Tundra, hopefully. We'll be catching... we have Galarian Articuno left. We have Regice left. I'll be going... I think I'll choose Regidrago for this playthrough. So that should be 3 Pokemon left, I think. And if we catch that, then we have officially finished the main... quest for the Crown Tundra, and then we just have to do the post-game stuff, and then we have effectively completed the Pokemon Sword playthrough. I mean, there's lots of things I still haven't done, but in terms of the mainline playthrough, that'd be everything completed. So if you guys liked this video, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified for future videos, and you can go down to the description for the links to join my Discord server and also support me on Patreon. That'd be most appreciated. And I guess I'll just see you all in the next episode. Take care.